Councilman Henwood. Councilman Waller.
Here.
Councilman Monti.
Here.
Councilman Vidal.
Here.
Councilman Bartolomeo.
Here.
Mayor McParland.
I'm here.
All present.
In compliance with New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231 of PL 1975, I hereby declare that adequate notice of this special meeting has been provided, specifying that this meeting will be held on this date, July 6, 2015, in the Municipal Building, 55 River Road, Edgewater, New Jersey, at 7 p.m. This notice was published in the Record and Jersey Journal, posted on the bulletin board in the lobby of the Borough Hall, and posted on the borough's website. Please join me in salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to open the meeting to the public. Does anyone from the public wish to be heard? Mary?
Mary Hogan, 606 on Edgewater Avenue. On the agenda, or at least on the resolutions, is the consolidation of bonds. However, the resolution is significantly missing Schedules A through E. Now, the only one I'm really interested in is A, because A gives the listing of the bonds that are being consolidated. This doesn't appear on the website, it doesn't appear on the agenda, you know, what's listed out here for us, and it doesn't appear downstairs on the bulletin board. So I have no idea what bonds you are recombining together, and it doesn't indicate what 11 million is going to be for, so I don't know if the bonds that you're consolidating in, if ever any of those things are going to be reinstated or paid for or whatever. So I'm basically at a loss as to what you're doing on this resolution here.
No, that's what, when let her finish, and then you can address everything, Steve.
And I also, one of my questions was also, is there any new bonding in this? I mean, they call it consolidation, but I don't know if there's any new monies for whatever additional bonding you may be going out for. I put a request in on the dog run for a copy of the report from the title company. And instead of receiving a report from the title company, I received like over 90 pages of handwritten notes from whoever was doing them. It didn't indicate who did it. It wasn't signed by anyone. It wasn't dated as well as the date. And so when I wrote back to actually Kristen Kenosha, because she sent an email, and it's really for Mrs. O'Connor, that's not, my Oprah request was not fulfilled because that's not what I had asked for. And having worked in the legal field for many years, I understand that burying them in paperwork is a very good way to do things, especially when you have people that have no attorney representing them. And it also did not include the cost of this because apparently the bill had not been rendered yet. And Ms. Denorsh indicated that it would appear later in one of Mr. Marinello's bills. So I was wondering how any of you understood that that property is actually belonging to the borough, since I don't see any report unless somebody told you that somewhere not in the public eye. And that's how it went. I understand that Mr. Marinello was often telling me that I'm incorrect when we speak at the meetings, and I have a reason in terms of that, and that is because you do not discuss at your meetings at any time what I am asking for, and I have to do it by Oprah request. So what I know from the history apparently has changed in various spots, but I would know that because you never discussed it in public. So this becomes a problem in terms of the public's knowledge of what is going on, what you are doing, and how you are proceeding. I hope at the end of your closed session, there will be some summary, if not a resolution, as to the status of the litigation on Veterans Field, since that has been going on for so long. I now see that the field itself is growing grass, because it's been left with nothing being done on it for, I guess, many, many months. So I would appreciate a summary on that. Thank you.
Very good. Anyone else from the public wish to be heard? Valerie?
Valerie Gardina, 16 Hudson Terrace, Edgewater. I see on the agenda, Veterans Field litigation. It's a little vague, Veterans Field litigation. Would you be discussing reinstating the RICO suit, or relieving Mr. Dives of his obligation to compensate us for the cost of the remediation, the money that we've already paid him, and the extra expense of dumping several hundred times the amount of contamination that was originally there? So I guess my question is, either one of those topics, are they being discussed? The other question I have is the financial forms that the council fills out in April. They're online, and basically the only person who really filed them correctly was Councilman Bartolomeo. Several of you just put Edgewater as your address. You didn't list all of your spouse information, or what your current address is. Two of you have old addresses, and other than Mr. Bartolomeo, there are people up there who have spouses, and you have to list them as well. So I didn't want to file a complaint. I just thought maybe I should bring this to your attention. Councilman, I have to think of his name, it's been so long that he's not here. Councilman Jordan essentially is basically not even done. It's somebody put his name in. So it is the law, you have to fill them out, you have to fill them out accurately. Thank you very much.
Anyone else in the public wish to be heard? Eddie?
Katie Jones, 359 Undercliff Avenue. We had a brawl on Undercliff the other night, and it turns out we only had one police car on duty on 4th of July weekend, and no arrests were made. Kids came from Lodi. I'm a little tired of south of Route 5 being turned into a ghetto. I pay the same tax rate as some of you, because some of you don't pay taxes. But I pay the same tax rate, and I would expect some kind of service or protection. You have to put more than one car on 4th of July weekend. Most towns, that's when they beef it up. Kids came from Lodi. There are gangs in Lodi, there are gangs in Hackensack, there are gangs in that direction. We don't know what type of person showed up for this brawl, but it was all over the block. People were scared. Later on that night, phone calls were made to the police department because people on the block heard what they thought to be gunshots. It could have been firecrackers, but most of them thought, and some of them from experience said they were gunshots. So we have a really bad situation now in my part of town, and I'm a little fed up. I'm a little fed up with the fact that we totally ignored and skipped over constantly. Also, we're now going to build an addition to a school to the tune of $30 to $32 million. Is that going to be included in these bonds? Anyway, you keep bonding out, and you keep borrowing money. You see what's going on in Greece? We're not too far from that, but you guys don't care because this is how it happens. The leadership is in cahoots with the oligarchs. They take all the money. When the credit is due, the little people have to pay. And everybody else leaves and goes to another town and buys a nice big house with a big lawn and forgets about the rest of us who fight the good fight here. So go ahead, keep bonding out and see where it gets us. And for those of you who wish to stay, you must be getting some kind of subsidized taxes, because I know, once again, my bill came in the mail today, and it's $300 higher than it was 2 quarters ago. Any explanation for that?
It was just an estimate.
Excuse
It
me?
was just an estimate,
It's just an estimate?
yes. It was that.
Do you talk to your wife at all? She's on the board of ed. You keep approving things. You keep allowing more and more people to come into a town with absolutely no infrastructure.
The people are going to vote on.
Point of order.
You're going to vote on it on a special election, which is going to cost us more money. Where do you think this money comes from? Where? Where do you think it comes from? It comes from us. Maybe you're immune to it because you get to go to the fancy parties and get your picture in 201 and Bergen County Magazine and act like little mini big shots. But the rest of us are footing the bill. And it's, you know, you'll see what happens down the road. We're going to end up like Detroit. We're going to end up like Greece. And you people are going to walk away, and the rest of us are going to be left holding the bag. And I hope you think about that. Because what comes around, goes around. And what goes around, comes around. And I hope it bites you all in the behind.
Anyone else from the public who wishes to be here? Or, excuse me, anyone else? Close the meeting to the public. Greg, excuse me. Yeah, that's what we were going to do. We were going to go out of order.
Yeah, motion to go out of the regular order of business, Mayor, so we can have bond counsel, Mr. William Mayer, and our auditor, Steve Wilcox, discuss the resolution 2015-153 that's up for consideration this evening.
So moved. Steve, you may proceed.
I'll let Mr. Mayor talk about the technical stuff. Essentially, what this resolution is we're taking $11,085,000 worth of temporary notes that have been issued from time to time over the last 7 or 8 years and converting them into long-term debt, zero loans. In addition to that, we're also renewing some of the other notes that come due on the 24th of July for 1 year. Most of them have to do with the Veterans Field project. So we're not issuing any new debt. This is debt, notes that have been out there since 2000. First ordinance was adopted in 2007. So we're just taking advantage of what is a good interest rate environment, what's a good market environment. We're rolling short-term to long-term. It helped us with the 2015 budget. Part of the reason we had just a $25 municipal tax increase was being able to take some principal out of this year's budget and roll it into long-term. It provides, in the future, it provides level debt service continuing in the next couple of years with a plan to go out long-term again, either in 17 or 18, depending on completion of the field and some other issues. And there's some other bond issues that are going to be paid off in full that will continue to provide level debt service for all these projects.
Yeah, sure.
How does it benefit the community to do this?
Number one, it allows us to lock in long-term rates, which are still at historic lows. It allows the governing body to provide level debt service in the debt service portion of the municipal budget, so there's no spikes in appropriations, which would be a spike in the tax levy for the debt service portion of the budget.
So there's no new issues here. This is all consolidation of stuff that we have.
It
Makes all sense.
Right,
Maybe
it's taking notes that have been issued from 07 to 11.
Right, exactly.
Consolidating them, fixing them long term, taking some other newer notes that are out there,
Right.
rolling them over for a year, and then we are issuing some new money for projects that have been authorized last year where we haven't borrowed money yet.
Right.
But again, it's all part of the
Understood.
whole overall plan.
Understood. Okay. Anyone from the council like to?
Mr. Mayor, it was technical.
Excuse me? No, well, go ahead. If you like, I understand what you're doing.
I'm just the number.
No, so am I, so I understand what you're doing. And with the way the Fed is acting, who knows? They might, it's coming. I mean, I actually thought it was gonna happen in June, but we'll see what happens going forward. I think it'll be probably.
Right, I think we're actually getting into the market probably at the right time, because I think you're right, I think by Labor Day or after that, because of what's going on, overseas, I think will help it.
Exactly, especially. Sir?
Thank you. Bill Mayer with the County, and Steve pretty much summarized it. It's $11,085,000 bond issue. It's scheduled to sell on July 15th and close on July 23rd. Mr. Mayor, I will need your right hand between those two dates. This is permanently financing over a 16-year period, notice that was previously issued. The resolution approves the notice of sale in the form of bonds, a continuing disclosure certificate in standard form. Your first principal, your first interest payment is January of 16. Principal's payable on July 15 every year. If you have any questions, I'm going to answer them. Steve put a lot of work into getting us to this point. There are similar ordinances being wrapped into this.
Anyone from the council have any comments?
No,
Any questions?
I would just say thank you. I mean, you
Yeah,
know, it
it's a lot.
requires a special meeting because it's all about timing. It's making the number that we have to pay anyway better. So it's all good.
That's what I think. I agree. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Roll call. I need a second, excuse me. Yes. Oh, excuse me, this resolution, I've got
A motion was made by Mr. Henwood for resolution 2015-153. We need a second, Mayor.
a roll call.
And a roll. Councilman Henwood.
Well, just a quick question before I vote. Counselor, if I pay my taxes through my rent, which more than half the town does, do I still get to vote? Am I eligible to vote on this? Okay, I vote yes.
Councilwoman Waller.
Figure out the percentage.
Councilman Monti.
Yes.
Councilman Vidal.
Just like to make a comment about that, but my landlord does not charge me for rent, for taxes. And neither do I charge my tenants. How do you like that? I vote yes.
That's the way it works.
Councilman Bartolomeo.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Very good. Can I get a, thank you fellas, you guys.
Thanks.
Were great, I appreciate it, it was a lot of work.
So we do have several documents for the mayor to sign before he exits this evening.
Yeah, I go back to my vacation.
Yes.
Okay, do I have a motion to go into closed session?
Shouldn't the attorney explain why we are, give them their details?
Excuse me?
Shouldn't Joe explain, because there was a question from the
Oh,
floor.
yeah, go ahead.
What we're
That's
discussing.
before we go
in
to closed
the
session.
field.
Okay.
What do you want me to explain?
Well, I mean, don't we talk about what we're going to
Oh,
talk
yes,
about in
okay, I didn't
closed?
understand what you said, I'm sorry.
I don't fault you.
The resolution to go into closed session is to discuss federal dispute of litigation, labor negotiations, and employee medical benefits, all of which are appropriate to be in closed session.
Okay. Can we say that? I mean, that's fine. I know what we're doing, it's about government, governing. Fair enough.
Can I have a motion?
Motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
Motion made by Councilman
Second.
Vidal.
All good.
Second by Councilman Bartolomeo.
And a roll.
Councilman Henwood.
Yes.
Councilwoman Waller.
Yes.
Councilman Monti.
Yes.
Councilman Vidal.
Yes.
Councilman Bartolomeo.
Yes.
Motion passes to go into closed.
Very